little stuff, they did, okay? What was the little stuff? Well, they had cuts they had to sew up, the needles and thread. They had stuff they had to drain, abscesses, and they had the scalpels, the little folding scalpels, the bistouaries. If you had a pocket of fluid, which you can have from liver disease and the abdomen is distended, you can have a bladder that's blocked and you need to get into the hollow and drain it. You use the thing like the very top there called a trocar, which is a pointy instrument that has a little cover on it with a shield in the back that's called a cannula. You poke the whole thing in where you need to get the fluid out. Take out the spike, and that drains the fluid. Then drain the fluid off the lungs that way, out of the abdomen, out of the bladder that way. Two things that you don't see or hear too much about is they actually had dealt with cataracts for probably a couple thousand years, and one of the things they could do that would give you some light and some very rough vision is they would go in and they would cut the lens loose from its attachment and just shove it aside. They didn't take it out. And this was called couching for cataracts, and this was some instruments they used for doing that. Again, all without anesthesia. How would you like them poking in your eye? This thing called a Seton needle here, a Seton was a counter irritant and or a drain. People had running sore someplace that had been chronic, and they couldn't heal it with their local ministrations. What they thought is if you made another wound somewhere else and made it fester, then it would draw the problem away from where it was. And they would use this wondrous thing that is housed in these nice tortoiseshell scales, and they would pick up a piece of skin that on the neck was common, put that right through, pull this through, leave the linen strap hanging out, and you could every day just work it back and forth a little bit, and it would keep the pus running. A more modern usage of this was if they had an abscess there and they wanted to drain it and then make sure it would continue to drain for a few days till it healed, is they'd do the same thing, and after it's settled down and healed, you'd pull the drain out. And they still do that now with rubber drains and a variety of other things.